moving on to our third topic of the day is NFL free agency. Several guys have been released, not just Deshaun Watson, but we saw Kyle Van Noy, who was a favorite here in New England, just get released after 1 year with the Miami Dolphins, where he signed a pretty big deal to go there, in the offseason. And also, we saw Kyle Rudolph, who got released by the Vikings. Those are two guys and then Alex Smith, who is getting released by the Washington football team. All three of those guys could be considerations for the Patriots in this situation. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, no, all those guys you just named are great, veteran players that I think the Patriots should really take a look at bringing in. And right before we got on the show, there was just released that Golden Tate is going to get released from the Giants. I mean, so now we're talking about another veteran receiver that they could possibly put on the roster that I think could help out immediately. So honestly, here's the thing. I think if use your draft picks, if you can move up in the draft and acquire a guy like a Kyle Pitts or a Devontae Smith, move up from 15 to maybe the top 5 if you can, definitely top 10 to try to make a run at these guys. I think that would be huge. And then I would sign Alex Smith. I would sign him to a 1-year deal, just like I had with Cam Newton. And then I would go ahead and I'd pick up Kyle Rudolph and I'd pick up Golden Tate. And I'd try to get those guys because now we've got some offensive weapons. We've got a veteran quarterback that is reliable, that can play, that can get it done. I think that did not get a chance in Washington to kind of prove himself. And I think he obviously was the comeback player of the year after his injury, but I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. And I think it'd be worth giving him at least a 1-year go because I don't think you're going to be able to move up in the draft high enough to get one of the better QBs. I mean, you possibly, if you move up into the top 10, you could have a chance at Justin Fields, but I don't think you take Justin Fields with a top 10 pick. Top 20 pick, yes. But Kyle Pitts and Devontae Smith, I think, would be a better choice. But realistically, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of veterans out there right now that I think Bill Belichick is really looking at. And I think he's kind of just waiting. And this could be the good thing for the Patriots, the wait and see game to see who else is going to get released. Because, I mean, like I said, just today, Golden Tate getting released, and there's another option there as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Kyle Rudolph is definitely on the Patriots' radar. I think there's already been reports that the Patriots are interested. My ideal tight end for them to sign in this offseason, I would love to see them sign Jonnu Smith. He's only 25, has really kind of been on the upswing with the Titans. Was having a good start to the year last year, and then when their left tackle, Tyler Lewan, tore his ACL, they actually used Smith more as an inline blocker than a receiver. Patriots want their tight ends to block. So Smith is one of those guys who can clearly block, and obviously he's a very good pass catcher, very agile, and he's just 25. So, I think he's going to get better as the years go on. But I wouldn't mind Kyle Rudolph either. I still think, if you're looking at the tight end position, I still think Devin Asiasi has some talent. He had a really rough year last year in many different fronts. He lost his best friend. He was injured during training camp. I mean, he had all these things happen on top of it being sort of a COVID-shortened offseason. So I'm not writing off Devin Asiasi at all. But I think a veteran like a Kyle Rudolph and then, Jonnu Smith, like I said, would be my ideal guy. But I think that would be great for a team like the Patriots just to have stability at that position. They haven't had it since Gronk left, and they definitely need that. Wouldn't hate Alex Smith either. I think Alex Smith would be the perfect guy to sign if they do draft a quarterback in the first round, or if they even draft a guy in the second round, because Smith's already done it once in Kansas City. He was, they call these guys placeholders. I mean, Smith is a quality starting quarterback. He can get you to 8-8, maybe even better. He can run the offense. He's going to do what you ask him to do. And he's also not going to, fly off the handle if he knows that there's another guy waiting in the wings to be the man, because he dealt with that with Pat Mahomes. And he knew it, So I think that he would be a great guy to have as the starting quarterback if you are going to go get a quarterback, say in the first round or, higher in the second round, a guy that you really like. The biggest thing about drafting quarterbacks, is that there's, 5 or 6 guys in the first round that are going to be drafted this year. And probably 2 of them are going to be really good, and then 3 of them are going to be just kind of average or even worse. So the Pats got to figure out who they really like, who's the guy they love, and then do they go get him, or do they wait and see if he drops to 15 or pick a guy up in the second round? But yeah, I think Smith would be a nice pickup too. And I'd love to see Kyle Van Noy back. I mean, why not add more veteran linebackers? You know, Dante Hightower said he's opting back in for the upcoming season. You got Pat Chung back, so you're going to have a good mix of veteran players on that defense, along with, you know, the young guys like Josh Uche and Chase Winovich and Jennings on the outside there. So, yeah, I think any one of those guys that just got released would be great pickups for the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I think bringing Kyle Van Noy back, I think it's happening. I think that's already happening. The McCourty Tins were tweeting out to him like an hour after it was official. So I think, yeah, he's going to come back. I mean, the guy just made a boatload of money. He made $30 million guaranteed for that 1 year. Okay, so why not come back? You got plenty of money. Come back and play in New England, a place that you love, and definitely going to improve the defense. And as far as quarterbacks out there, obviously there's, you know, Lawrence is number one. I think Justin Fields is up there. And then the kid from BYU, Wilson, he's certainly been moving up my board. That kid looks pretty good. I'd like to get a couple more looks at his game film. But I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on whether or not the Patriots should draft him.